What's up? What's up? What's up? Felicia, how you doing?
Doing
How are
great.
you?
Great.
Good.
How
Another
are you?
episodes. I'm doing well. Sports in the Bay, Eddrick and Felicia. We are back after a little mini hiatus. A lot to talk about. You ready?
Another one.
Another one.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's go. We are right on time.
Mm,
Wow.
okay.
It's 5:30.
Hey.
I heard that. I heard that.
No
How have you
CP
been?
time here.
Not at
Yeah.
all. Not at all.
And
I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. You doing okay? We're
I
good?
know, doing great. Doing great. The pneumonia is far behind me now. And
Good,
just,
good,
yeah, and
good.
happy belated Mother's Day to your wife and had some
Oh,
technical
thank you.
difficulties that day. I was gonna go,
Woo.
well, pre-Mother's Day. And excuse me. And I was on a hill at my sister's house and it was not working. I went
Hey,
around the
we
corner. I tried, you guys. I was
you
trying to go
tried.
live. I
You tried.
tried. And Eddrick was like, I've already logged off.
After I, because
I was like,
usually
I think
after the
I'm gonna
show or
get
whatever, it's dinner
uh,
time, and once I turn everything off, it's like, you know what? We'll catch them next go around.
the way
Sports will
that
be
text
there.
message read, it was hilarious. I was like, okay.
That's you know what, but that's the crazy part about text because it's the
Yeah.
context and the meaning, you don't get that. It was just flat, and I guess I could see how that would
Mhm.
have been, but that wasn't the intent. It was more
Like
of just, I was actually, me, I'm an early
yeah,
person. So after I eat
yeah,
and sit
yeah.
down, bedtime, not too late after that.
Right,
So,
right, right,
but
right.
we got a lot to get into. So first of all, I
My
know you
head
wanted to pay
looks
your respects.
awfully large right now. What is going? I'm looking at you, and I'm like, my head is double your
I'm zoomed back a
size.
little bit. I'm not zoomed all the way in,
Oh,
so I'm zoomed back
okay.
just a taste.
I look
Just a
like mixed
taste,
up
just a taste.
head. I made you look like this is
Wow.
potato head. Ooh,
Wow. Styling and
okay.
profiling. Turn to the side.
I got my baby
There
hair.
you go.
My little itty bitty baby hairs. I never really had any, but whew, got my lashes. I'm cute though.
Baby.
Oh, okay.
You never slicked the baby hair down with the I don't know what they use to slick it down with, but you never
I'm
slicked down your
using
baby hair?
something. Yeah, but people use some of their own hair, and I don't. Well, that hasn't come out from my braids yet. As it starts getting
I
older,
see.
I'll get more hair to come down. But ooh, I'm sweating now. Lights got
Hey,
me
it's been
sweating.
warm the last couple days. It's been a little warm, been a
It
little warm.
has. It
Um,
has been.
we wanted to start the show, and I know somebody that was near and dear to your heart, Mr. Jim Otto. I know you wanted to say a few words about Mr. Otto and give him
Mhm.
some remembrance and reverence. So, talk to me about Jim
Absolutely.
Otto. What he meant to you?
Center, a feared center for the Raiders when the Raiders were smoking in the locker room and smashing people in the face. It that lifestyle of compared to today where they're not, they don't have all the different pads and things like that. That man was, you know, he was the salt of the earth. And I
Hmm.
recall meeting him for the first time doing the Raiderette tryouts. And naturally, I went right back to the little girl and I didn't say a word. I'm just watching him. I'm just watching him. And he would turn his head, kind of like how Jim Brown would, like kind of like slow and like look you up and down. But then he made a joke about one of the cheerleaders, like, what was she wearing? And so that kind of broke the ice between us. And I would just hug on him and I'd always put my lipstick mark on his cheek, and he loved it. And then when I'd seen him again, he had lost his leg at training camp due to diabetes. But he was in great spirits. He was still in great spirits. So I was stunned and shocked to learn of his passing. Because you think such a behemoth of a man is going to live forever, but we are going to start seeing the people that we looked up to in the sports world they got to pass on. And he lived a
Yeah.
long life. I'm not sure exactly how old he was, but he was just, he still lived in the community and just a good man with a good heart. He will be
Yeah,
missed.
one of the last players to wear double zero, which you just
Yes.
don't see that these days.
And they don't need to ever let anyone wear it again. Well,
Mm-mm,
I haven't seen
mm-mm.
it in since him. I mean, have
I
you
don't even know
seen
if
it
you can
since him?
anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I've seen him ball. I know Gilbert Arenas. I thought wore zero, age of zero. I think he.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't seen double zero since the late Jim Otto wore it. So
Yeah.
yeah, legend. So
Yeah.
all
Rest
the
easy.
his family and those who he left behind, and to Raider Nation,
Mm.
you lost one of you could say he was a Raider through and
It-
through.
Once a Raider, always a Raider. But as you said, yes, he was a Raider. True and
Yeah,
true, tried and true. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Mm.
Rest in peace, Jim Otto.
Rest in peace,
Um,
Prado. Mm.
let's see. You want to go to the NBA playoffs real quick? Talk about that a little bit.
Playoffs.
Yeah. I think
Right
Dallas and Minnesota are tipping off probably right about now. So,
about now.
who you got so far? Now that we're in the conference finals, who's standing out to you?
Hmm. Dallas and I really thought New York would be there, but Dallas and Boston. Well, kind of like the obvious. It's Dallas
Yeah,
and Boston for me. I see those two
yeah,
going.
yeah.
Wouldn't that be something? And Kyrie used to be on Boston. That would be
Man,
great.
I forgot
That's
about that.
good for TV, man.
Wow, wow. So
Hmm.
you think he'd be burning sage and at the Garden again?
Beating drums and walking in moccasins.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But I
That's
agree with
probably why
you.
he
I
beating
think,
that drum.
yeah, I agree with you. I think right now Dallas looks good in the West because of Kyrie. I think just because of his experience, what he showed in
Mhm,
Game One. He's a leader. He's resurgent.
mhm,
We were talking a little bit before we came on about the narrative about Kyrie is changing, not from him. He's been consistent, but Stephen A. Smith and all these people now are going, well, Kyrie's doing great now. And you can be rehabilitated in America. People like that comeback story that, he went through the fire and now he's back and he's balling. So
mhm,
takes some of the pressure off Luca. So yeah, Dallas is big and
mhm.
hungry. I have Jason Kidd in, who's coaching that team, experienced.
Oakland.
Yeah, we'll have more about Mr. Kidd later on in the show. Tease for that. But we
Mhm,
were also talking about how Kyrie, by just looking at him and watching him and hearing him speak on press conferences, how life is so much bigger than basketball for him. It's you could tell it's not just a game. He's always involved in things and the conditions of his fellow human beings and trying to
mhm.
uplift and may not always go about it the right way. And that's who's human. Everybody's human, but you got to give
Yes,
Kyrie his credit
ma'am.
for sticking to his ground and doing his thing, his way, his way. Speaking of that, you mentioned the moccasins. We got to show a picture of the shoes the brothers wearing. Uh, so not too many brothers can
Wow.
ball in moccasins. Okay,
And he makes it work.
yeah,
I
they're
mean, he
from
makes
Anta, the same company that does the shoes with
wow.
Clay Thompson, same company,
He's
the
really
Chinese
got rubber
company.
soles on him.
Yeah, yeah, but
I
he's
didn't
definitely
see
got
that at first.
I noticed it that night. And I'm like, wow, that's different. But he's again, just by the way he's
Mm,
even looking on the court, he's making a
mhm.
statement, right?
Well,
He's
well,
making a statement.
well. Let's say that is his lineage. His late mother was from a tribe. I don't know where, but so it's in his bloodline.
Hmm.
Don't remember which what would I say? But
Hmm.
I say not sect, but Indian tribe
Sure,
that
sure,
he's
sure,
from. Yeah.
sure,
So he's getting a
sure.
homage to his late mother.
Yeah, and so I'm assuming there may be a one of one. I don't know if they're
Mhm.
going to be available, but I can imagine those who are indulged in the sneaker culture are probably salivating over trying to get a pair of those.
What? I would love some. I want
You know,
those white ones I saw him wearing though.
yeah, yeah, but just again the way he just the little touches like that, where it's obvious who he's paying homage to,
Mhm.
but just playing ball, and he didn't have to
Mhm.
say anything, but people noticed.
Mhm.
People
Yep.
noticed, so,
Yep.
I like them. 'Em. They're fire. I do like them.
I think they're
So,
fire. And so
yeah.
much for the teasing about the Anta line. Everyone was teasing Clay like no one knows what Anta is. Well,
Right. Actually,
we
let me
shall
I
see.
just pull that up. Let me see who else wears Anta. KG used to wear Anta, which I didn't know. Let's
Kevin
see who
Garnett?
else. Yeah. Yeah, if you believe
Hmm.
everything you read on the internet.
No, this is
But
true.
Gordon Hayward, former used to
Okay.
be with Clippers Thunder, Terrence Mann, Alex
Hmm.
Caruso,
Hmm.
Looney, Kevon Looney, and James Wiseman, both have
Okay.
Manta. So yeah, they're not
Hmm.
cheap either. I looked at some of the Clay Thompsons, and some of them are nice, but I was like, ooh, I don't know if they're not
Wow.
a little bit too nice.
All right, Clay.
Yeah, I was like, nah, I don't think I'll be. But shout out to Anta for, because designing a shoe like that is not. I mean, that's not quick. They don't just pop them out
Mm-mm.
like that. They really have to put some thought into it. And so for him to be able to have
Exactly.
those and wear them on the biggest stage, I think is just brilliant. So
Yeah,
uh,
they're very nice.
yeah. So shout out to Kyrie for his fashion attire and sartorial splendor, for
Oh,
being able to.
excuse me.
That ain't even a word of the day. Sartorial splendor. That's not even a word. We're gonna have another word later. Us writers, we gotta flex every now and then with the
Got
vocabulary.
gotta
You know how we
flex.
do. Gotta flex, gotta flex. So Kyrie on the uptick again. So shout out to him,
Yeah,
and let's see
happy
if
for him.
Ant Man Ant Man better step his game up. Oh
Ooh,
Lord,
little baby Jordan better. That kid's nice
man,
though. He's nice.
he is nice. He is nice. He is
He's
nice.
nice. I don't know. I think
Yeah,
that poor Indy. I don't know if the what's going on with
they gacked
Halliburton.
that game. They gacked that game
Man,
away. Ah, you can't do that in
man,
the playoffs. That's just youth. They're
man.
just young,
They're just
and
young. And the ghost of Red Auerbach. A
well, I mean,
lot of
Jalen
things
Brown hit
happen
that
in the guard. Jalen Brown's
falling out
good.
of bounds. Yeah, he's with, and Siakam, which the play was, do you jump? Do you try to contest, or do you not foul? And I mean, Siakam was in no man's land. It never should have
Siakam
got to
was
that point.
trying. Siakam's hands was almost up his butt. He was
Yep.
like this, trying not to like touch him at all. But he basically did what Kyrie. I mean, uh, what's his? I can never remember people's names. The brother that doesn't have much of a personality, he plays for the Clippers.
Oh, Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi, like
Kawhi
how
Leonard.
Kawhi made that shot over the 76ers
Oh yeah.
that year.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
kind of just
Same
like that
thing.
kind of
Same thing.
situation. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So Minnesota must win tonight. I think they have to win tonight, because they already gave up the home court because they lost game one. So
right,
at home, so
but they're
they
home
have to win
tonight.
tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
yeah, they're
playing.
home tonight, right?
Yeah, should be playing right now. So
Hmm.
I think it's must win. I think in the playoffs, you lose the first two at home. It's rare. It's very hard to come back. So
Very, very hard. But like you said, they are young, and
they're
the
young.
only
They're young
one.
too.
Does anyone on that team have a championship?
I don't think so.
Siakam is the only one on.
On Indiana, I mean Indiana. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think so. I don't think
and
so
on
because
Dallas,
just Kyrie and
just Kyrie
maybe just Kyrie.
that I know of.
Jason Kidd, the coach, Jason Kidd, he
Of
had a ring with
course,
Dallas.
got with Dallas,
Um,
yeah.
mhm,
But that's
mhm.
something
So
how
it's
you're able to shape, how the media is able to shape someone's career. Because a year and a half ago, Kyrie was, it was like it was he was as bad as the people that stormed the Capitol. They were
Yeah,
making
he
him
went
out.
after. Yeah, and you saw some of that even today with some of the commentators are reluctant to give him his due because of some of his, some of their perceptions about what he said or didn't say or what he endorsed or didn't endorse. Um, but at the same time, people grow and people evolve and they learn and they move
Exactly.
on. And I always hear, well, you always heard, we were talking before we came on about all the good he does in the community that you don't even hear about.
That's right.
All the causes he takes up, all the money he spends, his time.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a conscious brother. And,
Mm-hmm.
as we all
People
should
are
have a little
afraid
grace.
of right. They're afraid of conscious. They were afraid of Muhammad Ali. They were afraid of Malcolm X.
Yep.
Anybody
Yep.
that goes against the grain and you can't understand them, it's like they're bad. But
Right.
I've
Right.
I've heard nothing but good things about him.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So, we will see. So game 2 tonight. We'll check that out and let's see if they're gonna make it a series. And then Indiana is in trouble. They down 2-0 already. And Boston's they look hungry and they're doing it without Porzingis. Without Porzingis.
Right. They
So
keep saying, "Is he coming back?" And I guess they're just waiting for the right. Well, the time that they feel is right to bring him along because he was. They were saying he was going to play last game,
yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah,
okay, where's Porzingis? Ooh, because
yeah.
if they
So
have that shooting, woo,
oh, it's over. It's over. Yeah. They
it's
have him.
over.
I don't think Indiana has a chance. I thought Indiana coming out of that last series. I mean, they they had a chance. I mean, they just literally gave up game 1. I mean, if they should have won game 1, which would be a
Yeah,
totally
they
different
should have.
series,
Right,
but they
right.
didn't. And in the playoffs, you got to put people out, and they didn't. So
Hmm.
now it's 7. And actually, Halliburton left the game last night, didn't he? I think he
Yes,
pulled a
he
hamstring or
did.
something.
And they
So
saying it's the same leg, I guess, that he had injured before.
mm,
So maybe he's re-injured something. We'll
yeah,
see. Keep tight-lipped, but we'll see.
yeah,
He's probably gonna go out there on one leg and play anyway. You
probably,
know, yeah.
probably at this point.
There's no way unless he's in like dire need of surgery. He's not. He's going
Right.
out there and he's gonna play for sure.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah. So great playoffs so far, and let's hope it continues on. Let's see. Let's move on to the NCAA and Power 5 university votes to pay student athletes.
Mhm.
Mm, wow.
$1 billion
The
with the
B.
B.
Mm, long
Oof.
overdue. Long overdue.
Long overdue. I think it's great. I just become concerned about the kids getting as long as I know they're providing them with financial literacy. So that's huge and that's important because a lot of them are going to be first generation money, you
Right.
know,
Right.
come from unprivileged backgrounds, I hate that to be it's always the case a lot with athletes. They came from the hood or whatever. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can only, Snoop was saying that it's a good thing, a lot of his son's classmate teammates from UCLA are broke now because they were just going after the ball. They didn't have a plan. They didn't have a plan. So he was saying it's good for these kids to get paid for their name. I mean, if you really think about it, somebody's wearing your name on their body and you're not getting compensation
Anything.
for it. That is
Nothing.
bananas. Do
Even
you
remember the video
understand?
games too. The video
Oh,
games. Remember
that's
they had the
right.
NCAA video games and all of
Yes.
that. All of
Yes.
that.
That is
So it's
ridiculous.
to me part of the other issue is it going to be merit based? What I mean by that is like in the pros,
Mm.
if you're the best starting left fielder, you're going to make the most, right?
Right. Right.
in college, and I haven't seen, I don't know enough about how the payment's going to work
Yeah, because
going
everything's
forward.
new, so they're kind of
Yeah, but
learning
if you're
as
the
they
backup
go.
punter or you're the backup center, are you going to get the same as the
Or do you
starting
get the
center? I mean,
minimum?
right.
Exactly. Do you start
Does
off with a
everybody get the
hundred
same?
thousand or
Right,
right,
right.
right, right,
You know,
right,
you
right. If you're a walk on, what do you get? Do you get
mhm.
anything? Do you get
Yeah,
a
and is that, I
stipend?
guess that's on top of the tuition, I'm assuming. I'm assuming they don't, it's not like a it's not like a
Oh
record
yeah.
deal where they, it's clawbacks after you make your album. They charge you for the studio
You
time and the
owe
tour and
click
all that.
click.
Yeah.
Look at this receipt like this. When you were
Yeah.
popping bottles,
Yep. Yep.
yeah, when you wore that
Yeah.
outfit at the Grammys, you owe us. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Very true.
A lot.
It's
It's a
just
lot.
gonna be a lot to take in. I mean, we see Angel Reese became part owner or in a soccer team, and there. So she's doing the right thing, investing her money. She's doing the right thing. So, and I think
Yeah.
the other one, Caitlin Clark, she I want to say another soccer team, but I'm not certain. But
Hmm.
yeah, put your money
Away.
away. Don't spend it all on chains and cars and labels and things of that nature.
Yeah,
It's a
believe it or
time and
not,
place.
one of the best breakdowns I've seen recently, and it's out there on YouTube if you get a chance. Cam Newton broke down uh, Amon Ra's contract with Detroit, the wide receiver that just got, he
Ah,
got, I don't know how many, he got 100 something million, and Cam broke it
yeah.
down about what he's actually going to wind up with. If it's out there on YouTube, just search Cam Newton breaks down Amon St. Ra's contract,
Mhm.
and it's only about 10 minutes. And Cam he's an eclectic guy, he really is.
Yeah.
But
Yep. Like kind of
the
like Kyrie.
exactly, but what he said
Hmm.
was so true about how these, just what we're talking about, these young men get these contracts, and oh, it's 100 million, but at the end of everything, at the end of that deal, you walk away with 28 million, right? And then you popping bottles and doing all that. And so between taxes and agents and houses and all the stuff you have to, and then he said something that I didn't really know, is that when these teams play on the road, like say you play for the Niners and you go play in Philadelphia, you play in all these different cities across the year, they get taxed because they earn income in those states or in those municipalities. So all of these different municipalities tax these guys because they're coming in and working in their state. And I was like, man, I never thought of that.
Unreal.
Cam said, oh yeah, he said people don't know. So you've got at least what,
Wow.
8 road games a year. So at least
Hmm.
8 road games, you're paying some sort of worker tax or state tax, because if Brock Purdy plays in Pittsburgh, if Pennsylvania has a state tax, then he's getting paid for work in Pittsburgh. So he gets to, they charge him for playing in Pittsburgh. They get paid, they get charged for that. And I was like, damn, I sure didn't know that.
So
So
that
it's complicated.
so I
It's
wonder if that
complicated.
hits their check for that week because they get paid on their day off. They get paid
Yeah,
every
I'm
Tuesday.
sure. I'm
I'm
sure.
just telling their business.
Or their accountant
But
has to keep track of where you earn that income, because I know when you do your taxes, there's a question. Did you earn all your income in California? Did you earn it in any other state?
yeah.
Well, yeah, I scored 3 touchdowns in Florida. Okay, you
Ooh,
know, I know Florida doesn't have a state tax, I
Florida
don't
don't
believe,
have,
but there's
yeah.
some kind of worker tax or something they charge. So anyway, it's
Mm,
complicated. But to your point, let's make sure that these young people are getting this advice, because if not, it's just going to go in one hand and out the other.
mhm.
Um, yeah, Kathy Purcell says Antonio Brown filing for bankruptcy after earning $80 million.
Ooh,
Um, yeah, yeah,
ooh,
he's not the only one though. He's not the only one.
wow.
So
Thanks for that,
yeah,
Kathy.
yeah,
Yeah,
huh?
he just,
Wow.
I mean, what do you expect? I mean, he could have had that money for the Raiders and he blew that. And and now we talking about the narrative being changed.
Right. Right.
He's
That one's got
definitely,
a way to go, I think, before they change that
yeah,
narrative. Uh,
yeah, 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 yeah. Because
yeah.
he's mean
But
spirited.
you know, but
Yeah.
everybody's he's their own man, and he's a grown man, and grown men do what grown men do. So
Well, he's
and hopefully he can get his business together and get back on Dancing with the Stars. I don't know, because he killed it.
he
So
did
he
all
did do
right.
that.
He
He
did
did
do
do
all
it. He
right.
killed it on Dancing with the Stars. So
He
shout
didn't,
out
he didn't win,
so
I don't think. He didn't win, did he?
I don't
I don't
think
think so.
so. I can't remember. I can't remember. I didn't watch it that closely, but I know there were some pictures of him. He did pretty well. Some of the video.
He did. I
Um,
watched. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So shout out to all the parents with kids who have any this much athletic talent because they're going to be
All right.
really
A morsel.
they're going to be pushing because my baby can
They.
get a D1 scholarship and get paid. So
Ooh, what?
look
Honey.
out,
Little Junior
look
don't
out.
have no skills, lady. Yeah. Yeah. They're
I
gonna
know.
Little
I know.
Junior.
Get it in the classroom. Get it in the classroom, young man.
Please.
Uh, all right, let's go to Steph Curry, All NBA third team. Hmm,
Third. His 10th
third team.
NBA all team selection. Well, he becomes a 26th player in double digits, joining
Yeah,
Dirk Nowitzki and Magic Johnson.
yeah, yeah. He
But
deserves
that's
it.
a little. Don't you
I
think
mean, he
it's a little
deserves the
disrespect?
accolades. Well, who's he
13?
up against? Let's think about it. So guards, we got Shea Gillis Alexander. No, he's
Oh,
not going to be over him. I didn't actually, you know what? Let me look at the list before I start going off because I want to make sure that I'm giving everybody their just due. Oh, let's see. All NBA. Okay. So first team, we've got Joel Embiid. As I said,
okay,
Shea Gillis Alexander. We got
okay,
Giannis, Jason Tatum, Luca.
okay.
He ain't cracking that top five. Because then I guess it's not position based anymore. It looks like it's just the best players.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
again, we got Joel, we got Shea Gillis Alexander, we got Giannis, we got Jason Tatum, and Luca.
Okay.
Sorry, Steph, you ain't you're not in. You're not gonna crack
He
that
ain't
five.
cracking that.
Let's look at the
Mm-mm.
second team. No, second team: Jokic, Jalen Brown, Donovan Mitchell. Steph was second team. Second team. You know what? Hold on. I take that back. That's 2022, 2023.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
go 2023, 2024 NBA. Oh, NBA. Sorry about that. A little bit of editing there. Let's go back. All right, let's start it again.
Okay.
So, first team: Giannis,
Okay.
Luca, Shea Gillis Alexander, Jokic, only because I think Embiid didn't play enough games, probably, and Jason Tatum.
Okay.
So
Same set.
yeah,
Okay.
pretty much, pretty
Joker.
much.
Okay.
Second team: Jalen Brunson, Anthony Davis, Lakers, KD, Anthony Edwards, Kawhi Leonard. I don't know about Kawhi. I think if
Mm-mm.
any, I think I,
If
I would I would
anybody,
put Steph over Kawhi.
yeah, yeah. If
Yeah,
anybody,
yeah.
yeah,
If we're talking impact, I would put Steph over Kawhi.
yeah.
And then third team: Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Tyrese Halliburton, LeBron, and Sabonis of the Kings.
He's
So,
Halliburton. Hmm.
yep,
Hmm.
yep.
Well, I guess better to
Um,
be honored than not at all, huh?
yeah, yeah. I mean, you could quibble and say, I mean, should he be second team? He's not first team. That's for sure. I look at that
No,
list.
he's not first
No,
team. No, no.
he's not first
Those
team.
days might
Love you,
be
Steph.
behind
I'll,
him.
okay.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
not going to say
yeah,
they'll be
but
behind him because Steph is using this for fuel. So
True.
he's like, "Oh, y'all
True.
made me third team. Watch this. So much for
Yeah.
a 36-year-old." Yeah. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So at the end of the day, I mean, it's just people voting on it. But
Right.
yeah, I think he's second team. If anything, he'll be second team, but only because I think Kawhi. I don't know if Kawhi had the much impact down the stretch as Steph did. So um, I don't know. You could argue, but I would put Steph over
Right.
Kawhi.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
We don't
I
get a vote.
agree.
We don't get a
Well,
vote,
hey,
but if we
when
did,
they get a vote, it's like the fool that, well, I'm not gonna say fool. It's like the person that
person.
put Lauren Hill, Miseducation of Lauren, as the Lauren Hill the best CD. I'm like, Prince, Michael, Prince,
How can brown sugar not be up
Paul?
there? I'm a Prince fan. You know me. I'm okay. I put Prince and Michael Jackson in their own category. I don't even think they should
Yeah.
be in that category.
They
And
shouldn't even
even
be up
Janet,
for discussion. And
even
that's right.
Janet is in her own category. So let's put them aside.
Hmm. Yeah, let's put
Brown
them on.
Sugars, Brown Sugar is not one of the top
Ooh,
out.
D'Angelo?
What? What? That
What?
album changed music.
Yes,
It
it
literally
did.
changed music. Neo
And,
soul.
and Erica Badu too. Come on
Yeah,
now, on and on.
yeah, yeah. Whitney, you're right. Mariah Carey. There's a bunch of folks that
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
even
Whitney.
non R&B acts too. So,
Hey, Joe.
whew.
Jay, I mean, oh Lord, forgot my cousin. I can't see.
Yeah, Kathy said, "What about Whitney too?" Yeah, Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I could see where they would put Lauryn Hill up there. I don't know if it was the number one.
She then she went crazy. Let me not stop now.
Well, yeah,
You
she's
know,
she's an
everything is
artist.
so politically correct today. What I
She's
was
an
gonna say, she
artist.
went crazy on us. Yeah, it,
She's
she's
an
an
artist,
artiste. Yeah.
right? And artists are different, and they have their own rules at times, and they have their own set of um, circadian rhythms. So they're not always on time. That what we would call being on time.
Yes,
So,
and
but yeah.
just what she said. It's everyone. Hi, everyone. Oh,
Oh, hi.
it's
Oh,
oh, hi,
yes.
my sister. Okay.
Hello.
Uh, hello, hello. I think. Anyway, I don't know what I think. It's. I don't,
We went way down a rabbit hole on that one,
woo, we went down a
but
rabbit
yeah, it's
hole.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Oh
let's see.
yeah,
So,
I remember.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I loved how you said that. That she never sings the songs the way you want her to. And I'm like, I
No.
turned into my cousin Chad. I was like, did she sing You Just Lost One? He was like, yeah, that was like 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago. I'm like, well, what version was that? Because I didn't even.
A different interpretation of how she's
I'm
feeling
like,
that night.
what?
But the great ones
She
do that. They get tired of those of this. We want to hear the same songs over and over, but they
Yeah,
get tired. They get tired of it.
Janet does slow hers down, and well, she has to. She's 58, and a lot of her songs required high energy dancing. So
Right. Right. Right.
she does a
Right.
remix as well. She does. I give
Yeah.
Janet a
Prince did it
pass
all
for
the time. I
everything.
mean, Prince totally reworked Little Red Corvette towards the later years. He slowed it down and did a totally different arrangement. Even Let's Go Crazy, he slowed that down and did a different arrangement. So I guess,
Really?
when you play it, yeah, and when he played it live, it was a different version than what was on the record. But I mean, like I said, I guess when when people make music, by the time we hear it, they're already on probably to the next stuff. So it's old to them. And
Yeah, it's like a
you
year
know,
or more old.
yeah.
It's old.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like a movie. They film a movie
Mm-hmm.
last year and it comes out this year. Well, they're already filming the next movie. So
Mm-hmm.
um
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. But shout out to Lauren Hill, shout out to El Boogie,
El
and
Boogie, you took the words right out of my
she
mouth.
she's doing her thing. So
She's still
uh,
racking up on the tours.
exactly.
Won't be getting my money.
Oops.
Oh, excuse
No,
me.
in general, and I know another rabbit hole. Here we go. But I see where Congress is finally stepping up and trying to crack down on Live Nation and Ticketmaster
And they
with
need to.
some
And
of
they
these
need
fees.
to.
Lord have
Blow
mercy.
your nose fee.
Right,
Scream
right.
fee. Like, come
A
on.
mobile ticketing fee. They charge you for a mobile ticket. Where in the old days, going way back, when you say you have to call Bass Tickets. Remember those days?
You sure
And they would
would.
they would pay you like $3, $4
Bass.
from the mail tickets. Remember?
Mm.
Now they don't do anything. They don't
Yeah,
mail them. You don't print them or anything, and they charge you a processing fee, a
you
ticket
can't
fee.
even go up to the window and get it for cheaper.
Nope.
With all the other extra add-ons. I
Right.
hope they get that taken care of because
Yeah.
sometimes it ends up
Yeah.
being just as much as a ticket or more with all those fees.
It's a monopoly. Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
monopoly, and it's just it's cash flow. It's because you think about it, they're not paying people to process most stuff anymore because it's all on the computer. It's all generated
Yeah.
AI and all that stuff, and
Mhm.
they're charging more. So realistically, what overhead do they have? Ticketmaster doesn't we have to advertise because the artists take care of all that stuff. I don't know. It's just
Mhm.
strange. It's
It's
can't be mad at
bad.
them. Can't be
It's
mad at them.
bad. Yeah, Live Nation's making a killing.
Yeah. So hopefully step up Congress and do your job. And you may not be able to
Please
solve what's going on in the world, but at least you can help us with ticket prices so people can go to
take your
shows again.
big back bleach blonde butch self.
Whew, man, you know,
Gone.
long overdue.
Whew.
Long overdue. Somebody got to hit the bully in the mouth every now and then. And
Mhm.
we don't get too political on this show, but you can only take so
Punch
much
him in
as
the mouth.
as a people. We got to call in and call it what it is. And
Mhm.
so I'm glad
These
that
90s babies ain't playing. These 90s babies ain't playing. Big
they're
back,
better at the
bleach
game than
blonde,
you are.
butch,
Butch body. And
butch body.
there are some
Mm.
definitely non PC things that I've said this to my wife, but I won't. I can't say it on here because I'll tell you off the air.
Yeah, tell me off air.
Uh,
Yeah.
Stuff that I had peeped a long time ago about that particular individual, but I am not gonna say it on this live Facebook
Oh,
live
I
and
can't
YouTube
wait.
live because we will be shut down completely overnight. So I'll
Mm-hmm.
tell you off
Yeah.
there. I'll tell you off there.
Can't wait. Can't
Uh,
wait.
let's keep it moving. Let's go on now to the Dwight Clark Legacy series. So I think we've got some.
Yes.
Let me
I had
bring up. I
the
gotta bring a file up.
privilege last week to attend the fourth annual Dwight Clark Legacy series. For those of you who don't know who Dwight Clark is, he is best known for making the catch. And that was the whole beginning of the 49ers reign in the between the Cowboys. It was wonderful. But anywho, Dwight Clark lost his battle with ALS. I think it was 2018. So former PR guy Kyle Reynolds, he's a co-owner of it, and they figured that they wanted to start something for players who are no longer playing but are struggling and need some help, hospital bills, need to go to rehab, whatever it, therapy, whatever it could be, whatever. And I last year they raised, I think they said they raised like 200,000, and a lot of the guys came out. Ronnie Lott was there, Guy McIntyre, Harris Barton. uh there was a panel discussion with moderated by Matt Mayelko, who is, I guess he's one of the well, he has a television show covering the
Yeah.
Niners, and current quarterback Brock Purdy, as you can see there. Next to him is Alex Smith and Jeff Garcia, who is hilarious, by the way. Well, but not. more funny than Steve Young. Steve Young should have been a comedian, but it was very, it was, yeah, it was. So it's it's an award given to the 49er player who best exemplifies the belief of Dwight Clark, looking out for his players, brotherhood, um, hard player commitment, that type of thing. So this year's winner was linebacker Dre Greenlaw.
Hmm.
And so there he is with NBC Sports Bay Area. What is her name? Laura
Ooh,
Britt.
thank you.
So that is Laura Britt. So yeah, it was good to see his cute little son came out. And
Mm.
yeah, so it was really nice. So he got the Golden Heart Award, and she sat down and interviewed him, and it was really nice. But really, the quarterbacks, they talked for, I swear they talked for about an hour and a half. Like
Oh
I was
wow.
starting to nod. I'm like, okay, yeah. But it was really good. Purdy. Well, I'm gonna have more audio. We're gonna have more audio next week. But Jeff Garcia is so passionate, and he was talking about how Bill Walsh really encouraged him and what a sweet man he was. It just hearing the different stories. Or it's funny when Steve talks about Joe, you could tell Joe didn't like him. You
Mm.
could just tell, like he would say, "Oh, Joe, this and that," and then he'll just kind of switch the subject. So Steve takes the high road, but I don't know why there's still it seems like there's still an issue. But
I guess.
anywho,
Yeah, I mean, you
get
about
over it.
30 years later, you didn't. Now they did trade Joe, if I recall.
They traded Joe.
Traded
Yeah,
Joe
they
to
when they
Kansas
traded him
City.
to KC. Yeah,
Yep, yep, and
and Steve retired a Niner, right?
he did.
Yeah.
He did. He went Hall of Fame as a Niner. So,
Ooh.
yeah, but yeah, Dwight Clark was, he did a lot for the community. You're right. That play, I remember vividly, because even though my dad had tickets, we didn't go to the playoffs that year. But I remember I was at a certain age, and on the day of the catch, and I just remember we were watching it, and when it happened for a split second, because if you were a Niner fan before the catch,
Ooh.
it would always collapse. It would always something would happen, a
Hmm.
fumble. It would
Sounds
just
Raiderish.
it
Sounds a
was
little
like,
Raiderish.
oh, it would just be heartbreaking. But when he
Mm,
caught that ball, I
I
remember our
mean,
family, we were jumping up and down and just
mm,
screaming, and even though the game wasn't over, if you remember,
no, no,
Eric
no.
Wright saved the game because
Mm-hmm.
Dallas almost scored. Was it Alvin Harper? Not Alvin Harper. I forget who the wide receiver was
Uh-uh.
who almost broke it. Because remember, Dallas got the ball back and
They
were
did.
moving, and they
Yeah.
almost scored a touchdown. So, but yeah,
Because you're
that
always
catch,
seeing the catch. You're always seeing the
right?
catch, but they never show what happened after.
Exactly. So the
Yeah.
Niners
Yeah. They
almost
almost.
blew that game, and
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I just remember it was such a memorable day because
Mm-hmm.
Niner fans, we never had anything to cheer about like that before. And it changed sports, it changed football, it changed
Changed.
sports, changed
That's
everything.
when the
So
dynasty began.
it
Yeah.
did,
It's the
it
beginning
did.
of the dynasty for sure.
Yep, yep.
And I,
So
I remember a bunch of writers sharing a story with me when the Dwight was struggling with the ALS, and the writers went up there and sat with them, and they said that he was always in good spirits. So it's just unfortunate to see someone be ravaged by such an ugly disease when he was pretty much healthy, all of his life. But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so
So
this is the fourth year, and thank you to Keon Johnson. I was glad to finally make one of his events. Yeah, he's a part of the PR team, and You know, sometimes I'm like, "Ooh, you want me to be in San Jose at 8 in the morning? I can't. Ooh, Key, I can't do it. Y'all give me a room the night before I'll come
Heard
out."
that.
But shoot, but it was so good to and thank you to Dave Gangona for videotaping also. He's a longtime friend of the 49ers. He was there for that. You know, he was there for the heyday
Oh yeah.
years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
traveled with the team and stuff. Yeah.
Friend of the
It
show.
was
We gotta get Dave
packed.
back on here too. Gotta get Dave back on
Yes,
the
we
show
do.
too. Friend of the show. So Dave, if you're out there, we gotta hook it up, man, and talk some more because he has so many great stories and
Oh, he's got great
experiences.
stories. He said Ronnie
Absolutely.
Lott kissed him when he saw him. He kissed him on the cheek. I'm like, oh, I wish that could have been me. Mm, right here.
Man, man.
Yeah, so that was really nice. I look forward to next year. They said this was their biggest yet.
Oh, good, good. And
So,
you know, the
so
Niners,
good.
they know how to do it. They're just a classy organization. They
They
really
really
are.
do.
I'm a
They
fan. I get
really
that.
do.
They are a
Mhm.
classy organization. They
Mm,
know how to take care of their
very
former
classy.
players, they
Yes.
fans, all of that. So shout out to the
Yes.
way they do business. They do business over
Shout
there.
out. Like
Yeah.
for real. Like
Yep.
top and they look out. Like you said, they look out for their guys for sure. If they think someone is struggling, they get them the help they need. Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot
Yep.
of teams unfortunately don't do that. They're like, "Well, you're no use to us anymore. We don't
Right.
need to worry about that." Because they had shared the story of a former 49er. Harris Barton had shared the story that they found out. He gave the first name of the guy, and I don't recall what it was, and that's not important. But he was in the hospital in the South, and they had gotten wind later that when he went in the hospital, they had to do immediate surgery on him, and they took his legs, and he didn't even know that was going to happen. And he was depressed naturally, and his car was parked outside. He had they told him his ticket was $500, and he was just so despondent. He took his life,
Oh wow.
and that's when they said, "No, no more. We want these." And this is not just a 1 year thing. This is throughout the whole year where they're offering service to former 49er players. Like they say, once a Raider, always a Raider. That same
Hmm.
goes for the Niners. You
Hmm.
know, look out for their guys, and let them know that don't worry about that bill. We got you.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Shout out to the Niners. So and so actually they did have OTAs last week, I believe. They had
Mm-hmm.
and so football's in the air again, so that's good.
Thank the
Countdown.
Lord. Yeah,
Countdown
that's
to
gonna that's
the
gonna
next
be a
season.
tough month though. When the
Yeah.
NBA playout, when the finals are over, Lord, that
Oh
month and a
yeah.
half is so.
It's brutal.
Ooh,
Brutal.
baseball. Ooh, it's brutal. It's not even. I'd rather watch hockey, and I like
Yeah.
hockey, but
Yeah, I
oh
do
my.
too. But yeah, baseball's got
Whew.
some they got some the entertainment value is not like it used to be. So
No, it's
uh,
not.
we'll,
As
we'll see.
much as they try.
Um
Okay.
let's move
We got
on to TNT might be losing the NBA.
it says they are gonna lose.
Wow. Wow. Let's see.
I
Let's
can't
get some
imagine.
details here.
Yeah. I'm gonna hold my
Let's see. It may come down to a $200 million difference where TNT didn't want to outbid NBC by about $200 million on a $2 billion contract. So I tell you, it's big money. So TNT has had basketball for 35 years. Turner Sports originally
it's
had it.
been that long?
Uh, yeah, yeah,
It
and
seems like
so
that's
according to Bloomberg, the NBA is finalizing agreements with Walt Disney, Comcast, which is NBC, and Amazon that will pay the league an
ugh.
average of about $7 billion a year over the next 11 years.
Mm.
7 billion a year for the next 11 years.
A
And
year.
we were a year, 7 billion a year. And we were talking before
Ooh,
we came on
ooh.
about the end of an era because if you look at it, the Bird and Magic era was CBS. Remember,
Mhm.
the Jordan
Brent
era was
Musburger.
NBC. Yep, the Jordan era was NBC.
Get
And
that.
the TNT era, LeBron, Steph, and KD.
Yeah,
So
Bob
those
Costas,
eras,
NBC.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. The
Mhm.
soundtrack that John Tesh wrote, that NBA ubiquitous NBA NBC theme song, written by John Tesh,
Of
which is
Entertainment Tonight fame.
from Entertainment Tonight, consummate musician. So things go back around, and yeah, I can see the
Wow.
NBA going back. I can see where NBC, because they have Peacock, they have streaming outlets, they have, and just like the NFL, you're going to see playoff games streaming, and
Oh,
that
that's
is going to be
sad.
quite lucrative. Could be quite lucrative for them. So
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
I
So
don't wanna see the so what does that do for Draymond Green, who has a contract with TNT once he retires?
depending
Like,
on how long the contract runs. I read
mhm.
somewhere, obviously you can't believe everything you read, but it apparently Charles Barkley had a clause that if TNT lost the NBA, he could opt out of his deal. Where the others, they may be on for another 2 to 3 years, so maybe they can't unless their contract ends. So, or unless TNT
Wow.
lets them out. So, I would imagine NBC, if they're smart, they won't recreate the same team like NBA, like TNT NBA tonight. I don't think they'll
Mhm.
do that. I think they'll go in a different direction, bring in some new people,
Mm.
because you can't necessarily be associated with that. And the other piece is, okay, hopefully Kevin Harlan will be able to move over to
Oh,
NBC,
I can't imagine a
because you
game
think
without
about that.
Kevin Harlan or Mike Breen. I
Exactly,
can't, I
exactly,
can't, I can't.
exactly. Now they should. Now
Yeah.
ABC will still have it, uh, but because it's Disney, so Disney is ABC. But you
Ah,
wonder
yeah.
who's gonna. I don't know who's gonna have the finals, if they're gonna rotate it like they do with the Super Bowl. I don't know, but
Right. Oh gosh.
like,
I
yeah,
look forward
yeah,
to Tuesdays and Thursdays when I know it's gonna be in TNT. It's gonna be much watched TV. And
yeah,
now it
yeah,
always happens like that when something good is going, the money,
yeah.
the greed always steps in. People
seven
won't even
billion a
be able to
year.
watch they won't even be able to watch games locally anymore. I mean, on their
No,
channels. You gotta
no.
get caught up in this streaming service foolishness.
Yeah,
That's so
over the air networks are
unfortunate.
pretty much dead. Pretty much
We're
dead. And yeah, like they remember the NFL did it with the what was that? The Dolphins Chiefs game? That the playoff game last year? Was it Dolphins Chiefs?
mm, it was the
Dolphins
Chiefs,
somebody.
and I don't remember. I remember it was the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
but it was streaming.
It
And
sure
Amazon, I
was.
think, I don't know if it's
It
this year or next year. Netflix is gonna have NFL games, I think, next year.
Good night.
Uh, yeah, on Christmas, I think next year. Might even be this year. So it's changed. The landscape is changing.
Oh my god.
Streaming is here, and
Mm, mm,
they're
mm.
gonna tier it. So you got, I mean, it's they've now they can literally control everything about the game, and so
Mhm.
I don't know where it's going, but
Wow.
yeah. So Charles Barkley and Ernie Johnson and Kenny Smith and Shaq, that team will be broken up. It
And
won't be the same anymore.
I love their moderator. Can't think of his
Yeah,
name.
yeah. Or Ernie Johnson. Hmm.
Eddie. EJ,
Ernie
yeah.
Johnson. EJ. Long time. His father was a great announcer as well, I
Mm,
think, for the
mhm.
Braves
For the
back in the
Braves,
day.
yeah.
hmm So,
Yeah, if you don't
but
like
yes,
EJ, something's wrong with you.
yeah.
He's
So,
like seems like the nicest guy.
and the NBA. So, what does this mean for what does this mean for the WNBA? I mean, where how you would think the NBA will be cultivating whatever networks that they leverage with the WNBA, but I don't think they do
It's
at
gonna
this point.
eventually, because of the Caitlin Clark era, it's gonna start gaining some kind of momentum, I think. But it's not I don't
Yeah,
think it'll be
yeah.
to that degree. It'll be a while
No,
before they start
no.
hitting us with the 1-2 punch.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm, that's too
Let's
bad.
see. So, keeping it moving.
Oh, This day in sports history.
Yes, let's go. Actually, I prematurely showed the photo, but I'll show it again. There we go.
That
Quality's not
is
as great, but let's go. Let's go for it.
that's okay. You know what it is.
You
Okay,
know
so
what it
this
is.
day in sports history, it will be tomorrow, May 25th, will be 59 years with Sonny Liston and Muhammad Ali, two heavyweights. It was their second fight. Muhammad won the first one. Well, he won both of them, but this was a first round knockout for him, the second one, that is. And that was held in Lewiston, Maine, May 25th, 1965. And this here picture became
Iconic.
the cover iconic on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And I know someone who has like an 11 by 13 in his office of this picture, and I want that.
Wow.
I
Wow.
want to do that one day. Not 11 by 13, but oh, maybe 11
Maybe.
by 30, because
Maybe.
this is a cold picture right here. A
Yeah. That's.
cold picture. Look at Muhammad
Yeah.
Ali.
I mean,
Get up, sucker.
I think we forget just how much Ali meant to
Ugh,
culture, American culture. Just a picture like this, and just how many people he influenced. And you remember back in the
man.
early '90s when the Muhammad Ali T-shirt craze came in, and
I
I don't know
have.
if you,
I still have
I
my
has,
shirt.
yeah,
I still have my
yeah,
hat.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and Ali, and
Mm-hmm.
then the Will Smith movie came out, and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, his legacy is deep. But that picture is just amazing, just
Look at
absolutely
him.
amazing, absolutely
Just
amazing. So
uh,
yeah,
our
yeah,
childhood. I mean, just I'm grateful for it. You know, we would the wide world of sports where sports shows were free when sports shows were free,
yeah, yeah,
and we'd
yeah,
listen to Howard Cosell and get all the sports news for that week
yeah. They'd
that we
even
didn't have to
actually
pay
show
for.
even during the Olympics, they'd actually show the Olympics, not just the warm and fuzzy stories that the
Hmm.
reality shows that the Olympics are now. They don't really show the athletic contest.
Hmm.
Quick aside, so there are ways you can watch sports from all over the world. I won't necessarily get into it on Facebook, but you can. There are certain things you can do.
Yes.
And during the last Olympics, I was actually watching the Olympics feeds from like Germany and places like that. And
Hmm.
it's like an athletic contest. It's like literally treated like a sporting event. It's shown live. It's in the moment. It's not chopped, and they don't just show you this heat and then they come back an hour later and show you that heat. I mean, they literally
Yeah.
just show you the sporting event. And it was so refreshing because
Oh,
the way they show the Olympics in this country is terrible. It's just
horrible.
terrible.
Hor-
It just doesn't work.
It's horrible.
We need backstories. Everybody needs a backstory. I get that, but
Right.
this is not a reality show. We want to see
Thank you.
show the heats, show them in sequence, show them how
Come
they,
on.
it's, but anyway, we
I
got on another
know.
tangent there, but,
Yeah, I'll be on my
this is
soapbox
an
with
Olympic
you.
year. This is an Olympic year. So,
Yes, it is.
we will
I
see.
don't
We will
know.
see.
America's not going to run away with it in basketball like they think they are. No one fears us anymore. Half of the guys play over here.
Well, circling back to Kyrie,
Hmm.
did you hear his quote? Because
Mm-mm.
Kyrie didn't get selected for the USA basketball team.
Well, it
And
should
his
have been.
comment was, and it was very subtle, but he said, I remember a time when you used to recently when you used to have to try out for USA basketball.
Ooh,
Remember that? Not too long ago. Not too
not
long
that
ago.
long ago.
You had to compete. Because remember they had the dream team, and then
Hmm.
which was selected and whatever. And then they went a
Hmm.
little down period, and then they start bringing in
They had a
we want
down
the best of
period.
the best. So you've got
Yep.
to come in and get it. And but
Hmm.
now, because let's face it, who's more American than Kyrie Irving? Speaks his mind, controversial,
Exactly.
blah blah. Supposed to represent freedom, freedom
Hmm.
to now. If you speak your mind, you also have to freedom of getting responded to, right? Okay, that comes with it.
Of
But
course.
why Kyrie Irving is not on the USA basketball team has nothing to do with basketball. It just doesn't. If it did, he'd be
Mm-mm.
there. So
Exactly.
we'll leave
But
that
who would you
there.
take
But
off? Who would you take off
Let's
though?
go to the list. Let's go to the list. I'll tell you exactly who I take
So
off. Let me go to the list. Let
Jalen
me go to the
Brown.
list.
No, Jalen Brown.
Probably.
He's on the list.
Let's see.
Yeah, take him off.
Let's see. Let me see who's on the team this year. Choo, 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 choo. I would take off. So we got Bam Adebayo, Devin
Take
Booker,
him off.
Steph
Oh,
Curry, Anthony
okay.
Davis, KD,
Mhm.
Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Halliburton, Drew Holiday, Kawhi Leonard, Jason Tatum. Here we go again. I'd take Kawhi off. I'd put Kyrie on
I,
for Kawhi. I would.
you wouldn't take
I
Bam
would.
off? No, I would take. Yeah,
No, because
yeah,
you need some size. So between Bam
yeah,
and Joel, and Anthony Davis, that's pretty much your size. But
yeah. That's true.
I'd put him over
Hmm.
Kawhi. I'd probably put Kyrie over Drew Holiday. I hate to say it. I
Oh,
would.
most what? Most definitely.
I would. I would.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Devin
Drew's
Booker,
good with the defense, but
yeah, Devin Booker,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's
Over
debatable.
Devin,
So
I would.
let him try out. Let him try out and see. But yeah. So anyway, USA basketball Olympic year should be fun.
Hmm.
Hopefully they'll cover it, or at least maybe on
In
Peacock. Maybe
France,
they'll show it. Yeah, maybe they'll show it the way it's supposed to be shown, like an actual athletic
the
contest, and not
Olympics are supposed to be on TV. I hope
right.
they come on,
Yeah,
come on,
not a studio show. But
right.
actually,
And you know,
yeah.
Snoop's gonna be doing the basketball.
Oh, good, good, good,
He's gonna
good.
be
Because the
doing it with
horse,
Mike Tirico.
they were doing the equestrian last year with Kevin Hart, and it was
Oh,
hilarious. It
hilarious.
was very funny, very funny,
Hilarious. Snoop
very
is
funny.
the most marketable. Now he's doing ice cream. He's got Stephen A. Smith sitting up there eating the ice cream, birthday cake ice cream.
Yeah,
He got
yeah.
cookies. That man has
He's
never
doing his
met
thing.
and yeah, a marketing idea he
No,
didn't like. Good for Snoop.
nope. Shout out to Snoop. Shout out to
Yeah,
Snoop.
we love him.
Uh, Local news. Let's talk about some local news. So, the city of Oakland has sold 50% of the Coliseum property interests to the African American Sports and Entertainment Group, also known as AASEG. It's a big deal because the Oakland A's own the other half.
Mhm.
And I know that AASEG wants to do some development, some affordable housing. They want to have a small area for sports teams. So they're really trying to do up that piece. Now, full disclosure, last year, in my association with Varner PR, we actually covered the press conference when the AASEG was announcing some of their intent. And it took a while for the negotiations. So I want to show a little bit of that press conference with Ray Bobbitt, who is the founder of AASEG. So hopefully we can hear this, and let me see if I can get it to work here.
No, we met with 50
Let me start it over. Here we
partners.
go.
As you guys know, we met with 50 community organizations before we even submitted a proposal to the city. And the reason why we did that is because we understand, because we're from here. And we understand the only way to know what to do here is to make sure that the people who live here give us the proper direction. So that was our goal and that was our objective. Want to do something before we have our distinguished elected officials speak. But first, we wanted to, in celebration of Black History Month, we wanted to celebrate a few people. So let's give it up, first of all, for Black History Month.
So I just wanted to show a little snippet of that. They've got financial backing, they've got political backing, they've got everything you need to have a world-class development. The sticking point is the Oakland A's still own the other half because the county sold their half. We were
Mm.
looking at it like 3 years ago. So I know they said there's an NDA where AASEG is possibly negotiating with the Oakland A's right now to buy the remaining 50%. But it just goes to show that the A's are so petty that not only are we leaving, but we're not going to even clean all that up before we go. I mean,
Mhm.
that's why are you holding on to it? You obviously said you don't want to be in Oakland anymore. You don't want anything to
Right,
do with Oakland anymore.
right.
What? Why? why do that? So I don't know, but shout out to
I
AASCG for doing it
shout out.
and getting it. Yeah. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. I hope it works out all for the best for the people of Oakland, for those of us who have grown up going to the Coliseum. And, although you didn't grow up in Oakland, you did grow up going to the Coliseum.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And just, and I know you want the best for Oakland as I do too. So, yeah, it's just terrible. It's a city without a team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Because at that press conference, there was actually some folks there who were trying to bring a WNBA team to Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
And while that didn't happen, although the Valkyries, which we'll talk about in a minute, they are going to practice in Oakland. Now that there's a WNBA team in the Bay, that may have closed that door, but possibly there might be other sports teams interested. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I had a theory. I was hoping, and I don't think they will. I was hoping that the A's would do like the Cleveland Browns did when they originally left Cleveland and went to become the Baltimore Ravens. You remember they
Mm-hmm.
left the Cleveland Browns colors and team and records and
They
everything
sure
in
did.
Cleveland.
They sure
When
did.
the expansion team came, they just picked up where the Browns left off, and they were still the Cleveland Browns. So I was hoping the A's would at least leave the colors and all that stuff in Oakland, and then
Mm-hmm.
maybe take up a new name. But that's
Right.
probably not going to happen. But
They'll
yeah,
just do
so
like the
things are
Raiders
changing
did.
in Oakland. Yeah, yeah,
My
unbelievable.
city,
So,
my city. Mm.
all right. Okay, so it's we're almost at the time. We're actually giving you guys a little extra since we've been gone, so we're a little bit over what we normally go. But we got a couple things to get to. First up, we have our word and our song of the day, and so and they're related. So the first is the word. Here we go,
Oh
and
Lord.
I'm gonna try to pronounce it. Coinstantiation.
Did good.
Coinstantiation. Yeah, I practiced a little bit. Coinstantiation.
Yeah.
What does that mean? It's the instantiation of a theme, a principle, or concept along with another or others. So it's like two things coming together, right? So
Okay.
like a baseball can be a coinstantiation of the concept of baseball and a piece of sporting goods, a toy, a collectible. So baseball, you can have a coinstantiation of a number of different aspects around baseball. So that's how it is, right? So you could take concepts from one thing and bring in another thing and combine them together. So me
Yeah.
being me, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome, Christy. So I'm thinking, okay, how do I tie this into sports? Well, the NBA culture, and I had to write this down, so I'll make sure I get it right.
Okay.
NBA culture coinstantiates elements of African American culture, sneaker culture, hip hop, right? Because you've got
Mm-hmm.
NBA, you've got African
Mm-hmm.
American culture, and you've got hip hop. So there's a
For sure.
coinstantiation of those themes coming together. And taking it further, over the years, several NBA players have coinstantiated aspects of sneaker culture, Michael Jordan, African American culture, Bill Russell, and hip hop, Shaq, Dame Lillard, AI, Brian Shaw.
Wow.
Okay. Now, the
Brian
word of the
Shaw.
day, I'm getting to that. The
Oh,
word of the day is coinstantiation, and I'm using hip hop and the NBA. All right. Hip hop
okay.
and the NBA. Keep that in mind.
Kobe.
Having said that, yeah, Kobe.
Mhm.
Having said that, there's currently an NBA head coach who's guiding his team in the semifinals, conference finals right now, who embodied this word of NBA culture and hip hop. And that person is Jason Kidd. Why? Because our song of the day is Jason Kidd's hip hop song that he did back in the day. I'm going to play a little bit and then I'll give you some background behind it. So the name of the song is What the Kid Did. and it's from 1994. And I'll give you the particulars, but this was Jason Kidd's hip hop song, "What the Kid Did."
I cannot with you.
West Coast feel good. Yeah, I'll give you all the details. Jason Kidd, what the kid did.
J Kid from the town. Always came. He came from a newcomer, so they say. I'm a new kid on the block, but they try to steal. I got skills with the rock.
And you be Austin like Steve Austin. Steady Fawcett, we cash out from hitting mash.
That is Money B from Digital Underground.
Never knew.
I ain't new to this. I give assists. Like
Hip hop and the NBA co-instantiating together.
Kid was easy. But ain't nothing going on but cash and be ballin'. But I guess they all is cause they hear a brother falling. Don't sweat it, everything's
I like
gonna be
it.
alright.
It was nice. Huh?
I want to know what the kids do.
Let's go back a few years to be exact.
Oh, Jason Kidd.
But the way he
Money B
talking,
from Digital Underground.
the way he rapping, is just the way he talk.
He's rapping.
Just
He's
a
rapping.
loose.
He's trying. He's trying. Now let me
I
give you
wish
some
I'd have
details
known
about that. That was from
I guess-
1994. 1994,
That's
and the name of the
28
song was "What the
years,
Kid
29
Did."
years.
It's
Okay.
Jason Kidd and Money B from Digital Underground, and the name of the album, I don't have it on vinyl, I have it on cassette, is B-Ball's Best Kept Secret. B-Ball's Best Kept Secret. Hip hop heads know, if you're an NBA and you're hip hop head, you remember this. B-Ball's Best Kept Secret, and it was released on Epic Records. It was produced. That song was produced by QD3, son of Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones III. Yeah. Okay.
The featured athletes, featured NBA stars on this album who contributed songs are Dana Barros,
Wow.
Malik Sealy,
Oh,
Shaq,
rest in peace.
Cedric Ceballos, Brian Shaw, Chris Mills,
Not another Oakland. Chris
Gary
probably
Payton.
muscled himself on it.
Gary Payton,
Okay. GP.
Dennis
okay.
Scott, J.R. Ryder, and Jason Kidd. They all have songs on here.
Oakland folks.
Some better than others. Some of the songs are okay. Some of the songs,
You gotta
not
dub
okay.
that for me. You gotta dub that
Will
for
do.
me, man.
Will do.
Please. I don't know where my mind was in those days because I do not remember that.
Some of the producers, notable artists and producers include Ill Al Scratch is on here, Warren G is on here, Ant Banks is on here, Grand Puba, and Sadat X. That's hip hop royalty
Oh,
right
I
there.
remember Sadat X.
Yeah, and so it was
Wow.
the only music release for most of the NBA players on this record. Thank God, 'cause some of it was not released. It was
No,
yeah.
but let me tell you now that don't The Rain Shack, that CD is fire.
You took the
Okay.
words right out of my mouth because I said Shaq was
Woo!
by far the most successful
goodness.
NBA player and rapper. If you don't know what a fushnicken is,
Man.
if
Ooh!
you don't know what a fushnicken is, what up, Doc? Can we rock?
Can we rock? What?
Shaq
What's up, Doc?
was nice. Shaq was nice on
Shaq was
in the hip hop world.
moist.
He's
Mhm.
nice.
Not
So
today.
give Shaq his due. Nah. But
Hey, so
yeah,
who you
Shaq was
got?
very successful.
Who you got?
For me?
Kendrick or Drake?
Oh, Kendrick. Kendrick.
But of course.
You don't mess. Look, you never get into an
K-Dot.
argument with someone who wins a Pulitzer Prize. Let's just start there.
Period.
Let's just start
Period.
there. He speaks to a culture on a
Period.
level that when you win a Pulitzer Prize, you're speaking to humanity. You're speaking to the heart of humanity.
Mhm.
That's what that means. So, I'm not I will preface this by saying I'm not I don't really listen to a lot of Drake's music, and that's just, I'm older, right? I'm not really into Drake
Yeah.
like that.
I'm
But
with you.
when I heard They Not Like Us, I was like, okay, bro, you need to sit down.
Somebody was blasting it last night.
This ain't a fair fight. And now you've got
You got a
HBCU
really
bands playing it.
Period. Shut up.
You've got I've seen country people doing it, reinterpreting it. I've seen it played at an it was an elderly like a they were dancing, but it was like YouTube and the internet is crazy. It was like
Mhm.
I don't want to say it in a bad way, but it was like an older person's home.
Uh-huh.
They were playing it there. You've got kids singing it, and yeah, to me, Kendrick Lamar is an artist. He's not just a rapper. He's
Ooh.
they don't just give out Pulitzer prizes, y'all. They don't
Mm-mm.
just give those out.
They don't just
He's
give
the
them
only
out.
nah, nah. So anyway, we had this discussion at the barbershop, and shout out to my barber, London Pope, because we were trying to talk to this other young man about because he was going in on Drake's this and Drake's that. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, you think that, but just Google Pulitzer Prize,
Yeah.
young man.
Please. I mean,
Google that.
Google
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I hear something new every time I hear that song. I'm like, hey,
yeah,
this kid's a beat. He's
yeah.
already one of my favorite rappers of today. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that I have purchased a Drake CD because I like, he's not a rapper to me.
Mm-mm.
He's
It's pop
just an
music.
entertainer. Yeah, I love reggae and reggaeton kind of sounds, and I like when he makes those songs that kind of sound islandish.
Right,
Other than
right.
that, I'm getting at the point where I'm cringing at curse words. Ooh, ooh,
Well,
you
I
know.
look at it like this, and I'm not comparing the two, but Drake can pivot to really be a
Mhm.
pop star, like Post Malone did. Post Malone was all grimy and hip hop or whatever until he
Yes, he
wasn't,
was.
right?
Thank you.
Until he's playing a
Mhm.
guitar in the
Clean
forest, like
yourself
Justin
up.
Timberlake. Just like
Yes,
Justin
sir.
Timberlake. Suddenly, I'm in the
Yes,
forest playing the
sir.
guitar.
Yes,
But
sir.
I don't see Kendrick pivoting like that. Kendrick is, like I say, he speaks to the heart of humanity. He have you do you if you have Amazon Prime, if it's I think
Mhm.
it's still on there, watch Kendrick's concert, Last of the Big Steppers, I think it's called, from
Mhm.
Paris live.
So it's just him performing,
Uh-huh.
or
It
is
was, it
it
was this
or is
tour.
it
It
even?
was this tour.
So
No, it
is
was
it
this
doing
tour. His
breaks
whole
where he's
No, it's
talking,
like
or
they
is it
show
just all
no.
content?
It's like his concert, his tour he went on. I think it even came to Sacramento, but it
He
was from
came here
Paris,
too.
and it's
He came to Oakland.
he's an artist, and so I wasn't really into beefs like that, but when I heard They Not Like Us, I was like, oh, that's a yeah, that struck a cultural nerve,
And
you know.
everybody was saying, "Oh, Kendrick's not saying anything. He's not saying anything."
Oh, really?
Shut it down. Yeah, because
Oh,
Drake
really?
was coming out back to back, and Kendrick hadn't said anything yet. And
Yeah,
boy, oh boy, that's how you do it. Just
yeah,
you just keep quiet. That's how lay out in the brush and look. And, okay. People were feeding him
yeah,
information about Drake too, so I hear, man, that man is a
yeah,
genius. Thank God
yeah,
for
yeah.
Kendrick. I haven't lost hope in rap music. I haven't
Right,
lost
right,
hope in
right,
hip hop. When I hear
right.
Kendrick, and I buy Kendrick's music, of course, but I
Yeah.
know everything gonna be all right when I hear Kendrick. It's like there is
Even what he did
there is
with
hope.
Black Panther, even what he did with Black
Yeah,
Panther,
yeah, 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 yeah.
that stuff, and we're gonna be all right. And just like I say, he
Oh,
speaks to the soul, the
King
heart of
Kunta.
humanity. He
Exactly.
speaks on a different level, and artists
Hmm.
like that, when they have the ability to take their pen and write on your heart,
Hmm.
which Kendrick does, he writes on the heart of humanity. It's kind of hard to go against that. So yeah, Drake can pivot, and I don't hate Drake. I'm not coming at it like that at all.
Right,
And I'm
right.
older now, so when I hear these songs, I actually Google the lyrics and listen to it and read the lyrics while I'm
Oh,
listening
okay.
to the song.
I'm gonna have to do that.
Do that, do that, because the meaning and the alliteration, everything that is in that song is just brilliant. It's just absolutely brilliant. So
Love that kid. Love that
yeah,
kid.
Yeah, waiting on the
Love
remix
that
and waiting on
game.
the vinyl. Where's the vinyl, man? Come on, we need the remix on vinyl.
Oh,
I need
yeah,
that.
because Lord knows
I
you'll have it.
I
And I'll be
need that,
salivating
man.
over here watching
Yeah,
you
I
with.
need that.
So they
I
did a
need that.
so they did a top 10 diss song, and Tupac Hit 'Em Up came in first. But no Vaseline came in seventh. I'm like, no, that should have been
Wow.
two or even one in my
Wow. Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
Seven?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
please.
don't know
I
who's
I
making this. That
excuse.
must be AI. That's AI. That's a
It's
bot doing
gotta
that stuff.
be. It's gotta be. I was like, I love
That's
your
gotta
Pac,
be.
but that no Vaseline.
Yeah, man.
Woo,
Like I say, any song really, but if you really are you love hip hop or you love rap music or whatever, it gives it an extra meaning when you read the lyrics and listen to
mm,
the flow. And no
mm-hmm,
matter what the song is, it just adds. Even Prince songs, any song you really like,
mm-hmm.
I encourage you to Google the lyrics and read along because Lord knows we don't get cover art and everything like we used to, right? We don't get all the stuff I literally can't see anymore without my glasses because it's so
Woo,
tiny.
I'm telling you, okay, we're like this. Uh, uh, uh,
I got
Oh,
it
it's not
right
gonna be. No, I don't know for sure, David. If there's not,
Oh,
to my knowledge, there is because I was at an event last week honoring Dwight Clark. I mentioned it earlier in the program, and they were bidding on SB tickets. I mean, they were bidding
huh.
on a SB package where you could be on the red carpet and do all the bells and whistles. So I
Let's
don't know
see.
when
Oh
you
yes,
heard that, but as of
it will
last
be.
Thursday, there's a
Actually, Serena is hosting. Serena is going to be hosting.
mm, yeah, I
Bring my
don't know
glasses
who.
just so you know.
Did you when you say SB, do you mean the one that Harold Pearson does for the Oakland Public Schools? Got to be specific on that. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think he could
because
be talking about that one.
okay, because it's going to be in July and it's going to be hosted by Serena Williams. So
Yeah,
she will be
I
hosting
think.
July 11th, Dolby Theater, downtown Hollywood.
Yeah,
I've never been to the ESPYs either. You ever been
maybe
to
we
one? You
should
ever been to
go.
the ESPY? We should look
I
into
went
that.
to I went to the BET Awards. My cousin Lisa works for BET. Yeah, see, he's
Oh,
talking about
yeah.
the other
Okay.
one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
And and it was the year Michael died.
Oh,
So they had to switch all the programming that they had together. And it was
I
so crazy. Then they had to, the Jackson family had to come in, and it was so sad at the end when they were singing I'll Be There or whatever. They were singing some song, and everybody just
mm,
walked out the convention center like,
yeah.
I don't have to do another
Yeah.
BET award. That
Yeah.
was that was
If
colorful to say the least.
if you're if you're in if you like Michael Jackson memorabilia, if you get a chance, the Grammy Museum in downtown LA has a really nice Michael Jackson display right now.
That's right. You were in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Your
yeah. So
wonderful
I went.
daughters.
Yeah, they took us to Disney. We
It's
hadn't been as a
great.
family in a long time.
Hmm.
They're grown now, whatever, but it's kind of nice when
When you have
Disneyland's a lot
thoughtful kids.
that and when I was like them, oh, can I have this? Can I have that? Can I have it was different.
Let me
It
have a
was
candy
different.
apple. Candy apple.
$14 turkey leg,
Snow
thank you.
cone. Right?
Yeah. But, I mean, we
Oh,
didn't overdo it. I know we're way off, but I'm gonna say this anyway to the folks who have daughters or people. Um, they don't make it easy to see Princess Tiana. They just don't. And when we went when Princess and the Frog first came out, what was it, 2009? We took our daughters down when it first came out, and we were there for 2 days. And literally at the very end of the last day, uh, it just so happened one of the workers at one of the concession stands we were at said, "I know you guys want to see Tiana, but I'm hearing she might be over in New Orleans Square in about 10 minutes. I'm gonna pack your food up so you guys can go. But if you get over there," and sure enough, because that's the only reason why we went. they couldn't tell us when she was going to be out. They didn't know where she was going to be. So it's a little bit better now, but we did get to see her at a restaurant. My daughter's going to hate me for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was a little disappointed in Princess Tiana's restaurant because there was no fried chicken. I'm like, what? What? They gonna hate me for saying that because I was gonna protest, but they said no, you're not. That you are not gonna protest not having fried chicken at Tiana's Bayou restaurant, and I didn't. I was cool.
As long as they had gumbo.
Anyway, they did. So, but shout out
Oh
to
my gosh.
but yeah. So if you're in LA, downtown LA, not too far from right in LA Live area where crypto is, all down there.
Okay.
Go
I'm
to the
familiar
Grammy
with it.
Museum. It's not that expensive, and there's an awesome Michael Jackson exhibit there right now. So
Okay.
all right,
I'll make it down there.
Well, on that note, we are back. Good to see you, and it's good to be back. And thank everybody for watching. Lively show. We appreciate all your comments. Tell your friends. We will be back next week-ish. Spread the word. Drop us a line. Leave us a comment. You can.
Can you see it? Remember that?
No, what was that?
Pac-10. It says Pac-10.
Wow. Man, the Pac-2.
The Pac-2.
Down to the Pac-2 now. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a relic. That is a relic.
I'm gonna be holding on to this for a while. Yeah. Think of the past.
Speaking of TV running things, TV ran Pac-10 right out of business.
Right out of business. Right out of business. When you said that, something clicked. This is totally different. But have you seen on Netflix the Good Times remake?
I watched the first one. I watched the first one. I got through it and I didn't watch it anymore. I said I owed it to myself. I said I'm going to watch the first one. I know everybody's talking about it. I want to see for myself.
Horrible.
And I couldn't get through this. I didn't watch it. I didn't go back.
Steph Curry lent his name to that. I'm like, well, Steph, you can't win them all. I'm sure they presented a whole different treatment to. I'm sure they did because Thelma, Bernadette Sanders, who played Thelma, she said on Sherry Shepherd last week, that they were presented. It was totally different. It wasn't, they were presented a cartoon character, but it wasn't the way it turned out because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Yeah. I didn't understand where they were going with it, because it just seemed like just gratuitous, stereotypical.
Thank you.
Stuff. It didn't seem like there was no meaning behind it, and so
and
I'm a huge JB Smoove fan. I like JB Smoove.
Love JB Smoove.
Godfrey is on there. Godfrey plays the voice of Jesus. I mean, they have some real talent on that show. Real talent on that show. But the story and the how they came across with the story and the ideas, I just didn't understand. So
I know. I was like, so she was saying, Bernadette Stannis was saying that hopefully they can come forward with a television show like How Are They Doing Now? Instead of that is a How Are They Doing Now, but they got them still living in misery on this cartoon.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah, they could have done a lot better than that. You just wonder, like you say, I was surprised to see Steph Curry's name linked to that.
Yeah,
because he's using on a different consciousness level, and you would think he's very insightful. His people. He's got a great team.
Great team.
Yeah, either that or pull my name off once he saw it.
What? Yeah, they presented something different to him for sure. I'm like, Steph? That ain't. Yeah,
it was trash.
It was trash.
It's
trash.
Yep.
So in closing, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no. Go ahead.
I was just going to say in closing, congratulations to all the graduates. Congratulations to my nephew, cousin, uh, Amir. I can't believe it that he's graduating. He's graduating right now. Yep.
Oh,
No, he's
congrats,
already
man.
graduated.
Right
Six
on.
at
Right on.
6:30. He's graduating from St. Mary's in Stockton. So
Right on.
so
Right
hard
on.
to, yeah. So and he's headed to Clark Atlanta.
Nice.
So we're
Nice.
getting a
Good for
nice
him.
little line of HBCU graduates in my family. So
Nice.
that's a good this new generation.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations, young man. Congratulations. And
And a
our
very good student. Very good student.
quick tease. So our next show, and there was so much to get through, but next show we're going to dedicate quite a bit of time to the Valkyries, right? So stay tuned. We're
Yes.
going to have a lot to say about that, and hopefully we're going to reach out to some folks and see if we can have a meaningful conversation about the Valkyries, because it's very exciting. And were you surprised at the
Very
color scheme?
yes. But was
Hmm.
more so surprised by the name. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Valkyrie. I don't like that. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that old cartoon. Yeah,
Yeah.
Valkyrie.
It doesn't roll
Yeah.
off the tongue, right? And they kept Golden State, I believe. It's the Golden State Valkyries, I think, is that they're calling it.
Yes, yes. You couldn't think of
So we'll
anything
do a
more
deeper
per
dive on
yeah.
yeah,
And so many
yeah,
weeks of, with me having technical difficulties, we missed that, they hired a GM, an African American
right.
woman, Nigerian background,
Mm-hmm.
and they
Mm-hmm.
had a big concert what was it, last Friday, I think,
Hmm.
with
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
latest Bay Area, Guapale,
Kalani, like yeah,
Kalani,
did the
Pilo.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
it
they
was
had.
rolled out. Well, it's Joe Lacob and his team, so
Oh,
it's gonna
they
be
gonna
first
yeah.
class.
It's
We know
gonna.
that, but
We need to grab
yeah,
that. You know what I'm
we
saying? We
do.
need to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Women's
Uh-huh.
sports is definitely on the come up. Oh, for
It's
sure.
on the
For
come up.
sure.
And as my niece
Yep.
said, that's right. Now she could break some knees in her day playing
I
basketball
heard
for
that.
O'Dowd.
I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard
Jamila,
that.
Jamila, Jamila was quick, as her grandfather would say. She quick.
Well,
She quick. You see,
we're gonna
granddaughter's quick. Anyway,
we're gonna dedicate a whole show and have a conversation about what this means. So
yeah,
WNBA
definitely.
is back in the Bay. So all
Hmm.
right, let's get up out of here. Felicia, as always, I really enjoy the show. Thank you for
Yes.
partnering with me on this, and we will be back next week ish. Stay tuned. Follow us everywhere on all of our socials. You can follow me on Instagram at Eddrick Show.
That's
You can
right.
follow me there, and you can watch the Eddrick Show, my podcast. Shout out to Kelda Music, my guest this week from Oakland on the Eddrick Show. So
Okay.
stay tuned to that, and we will get up out of show. Sports in the Bay, Felicia and Eddrick. We are out. Peace.